Unfortunately, the tests confirm that she's very ill. There is currently no cure for Anna's condition.
Doctor, please, this is our little girl. I'm scared, Mom. Me too. We're not giving up.
Like a small boat on the ocean.
We need a solution. We need it now.
Big wave
And we'll get it
How?
into motion.
by not losing our faith.
Like how a single
How
word
long you been married? 14 years.
open.
Free her from this.
It might only have one man.
Can you even hear me?
I can make an explosion. This is my final. Take back my life.
So you're telling me that when this baby girl fell 30 feet, she hit her head just right, and it didn't kill her, and it didn't paralyze her. It healed her.
Yes.
Well, that's impossible.
This is a little hard to believe. And there's a lot of people out there that are just looking for publicity.
A lot of people think we're crazy.
You either roll with it or you get rolled on.
He told me I'd be fine.
I've still got a lot of fire left
Who told you you'd be fine?
in me.
Scenes from the motion picture Miracles from Heaven. It was released earlier this month, and its star, Jennifer Garner, says making this film led her back to church. Making the trek from church to a movie theater may be happening more often these days as Hollywood offers more faith-based films. Risen tells the Easter story through the eyes of a Roman military tribune who becomes a believer. And the young Messiah focuses on Jesus growing up. And as the Gospel of Luke says, finding favor with God and man. Young Messiah director Cyrus Narasta says this film also explores the important role played by Joseph in raising Jesus.
Joseph is very strong in young Jesus' life, and he's just a strong presence. He's a man, and he's also very sensitive. He's a loving father and caretaker for this child Jesus, and I think it's probably the freshest take on Joseph you've seen on film.
Those comments from Cyrus, courtesy of our colleagues from Newsmax Now. Now it's time for the way you see it, your comments via social media. Several viewers wrote in about our president's reaction, or lack thereof, to the terror attacks in Belgium and the video released from Argentina showing him dancing the tango shortly thereafter. Here's what G-Man had to say about all of this. JD, was anybody really surprised at the POTUS going to ball games and doing the tango while Belgium burned? His attitude appears to be better them than me. I would have been surprised if he had taken any action. Al and Fanny take an even more sarcastic tone, and they write, "We know what Barack Obama's strategy is to contain ISIS, filibustering them with 24 hours of Argentinian tango, but otherwise not acknowledging them. This strategy should drive them crazy out of their mind, and they will surrender eventually." Vic writes in about my commentary, suggesting that Paul Ryan's speech the other day was another step toward him trying to take the Republican presidential nomination at a contested convention, and he sees it a little differently. He writes, JD, let's be fair to Paul Ryan. First, I believe we need to consider the primary audience for that speech. Don't you? When I learned who was in that audience, it changed my mind about that speech, its purpose, and his agenda. Okay, but that speech wasn't just meant for the kids in the audience. Kim was not at all pleased to hear stealing the nomination might be in the speaker's plans. She writes, I sure hope Paul Ryan is not planning on going against Mr. Trump or trying to steal the GOP nomination for himself. That would not be good. And if Paul Ryan or anyone else were to try to steal that position from Mr. Trump, I predict that person would face a lot of well-deserved bad karma. Thanks for that, Kim. If you have a comment for us, why don't you send it to me, newsmaxtv.com/comments, or go to Twitter @NewsmaxPrime. That'll do it. Have a blessed Resurrection Sunday. We'll see you here Monday.